Welcome back to the shop. So today we got kind of a fun little project that we're playing around with here. We got something that's messed up and we're going to see if we can fix it up. So we'll be over at the workpiece here shortly, but basically it's a piece of aluminum that needs to get reamed because the inside hole of it got screwed up. There's a pin in it and somebody decided to be a hero and try and get the pin out, and it didn't really work out all that well. It's pretty well screwed up, and they even destroyed the other bushing. So this is the stuff we got, the shattered remains we got out of the thing, and we got two nice new oil light bushings, and we got a new pin because the old pin isn't gonna work out too well. So we got a 1-inch hand reamer here, and this has a square drive. Now I don't have a tap handle this big, so I don't know, it might take the number 8 or something like that. I have a number 7 and it just doesn't quite fit. So we have a few options to us. We could put a wrench on it. That would work. I have here 3/4 inch 8-point socket, and these are great for this sort of thing. And then you can put your handle on there and have a nice means of attachment, and that would work out well. You could, if you don't have an 8-point socket, you could use a 12-point socket in a pinch. You just want to watch that it engages properly. You don't want to have something too loose. And if you're using something like a 12-point or even an 8-point, unless they're rated for impact, you don't want to use them with an impact. And we actually have an instance of why you don't want to do that. This is a impact socket, not an impact socket. This is a socket that somebody who, they didn't honestly know any better, but they used this socket, and you can see they actually used this on a tap with an impact gun, and it was a big tap. It was an 1.25 inch pipe tap, and they really did a number on this socket. You can see the everything's worn here very much, and where the two flats from the tap were in, it actually sheared the wall of this socket. And then you can also see from the impact gun, this socket is not designed, because the anvil had peened over this here, and this socket is not designed for impact use. And you can see what happens when you use non-impact rated sockets with an impact gun. That sheared that. We messed up the keyway here, well, the square, and we also messed up the socket wall here. We actually broke it. So definitely don't want to be using non-impact rated sockets in an impact gun. So all that being said, you could use yourself a 12-point, but not an impact gun. And you still want to be careful because these can slip, but if you have a good fitting one, yeah, it's a good way to go. But we're going to go with the 8-point because that fits in there nice and solid. So let's go over to the workpiece and we'll see what we can do. Okay, and we're back. So before you get started with any of this, you're going to want to put cutting oil of your flavor. I particularly chose Tapmatic in this instance. It's good for aluminum and everything else. So you want to pick your flavor, and then basically you're going to want to get your reamer started and start working through. Now this is probably going to bounce around and all that fun jazz, and when we get down a little closer, probably have an issue hitting the camera. So bear with us and we'll work this through. Okay, so the reamer's working out pretty good. I'll see if I can get you in, but there's a really wicked burr inside there that's actually a little bit bigger than the reamer can get. So we'll have to regroup, try and knock that down a little bit, and then go back with the reamer. But the reamer's cleaning the inside of this bore up quite nicely. And just for curiosity's sake, I wanted to test fit the bushing, and I cannot push it in by hand. So that's a good sign we got the right size reamer. Okay, so here we go. We can see kind of down in the hole there, it's a little tough, but we can see we're getting a nicely cleaned hole here, and we can also sort of see those burrs that I'm talking about. So we're just going to go in with a file and lightly break those down so we can keep going through with our reamer. Okay, so we just have the run-of-the-mill rat tail file here, and we're only going to be looking to take those high spots down. I think we'll give that a try, see what we get. Okay, so we're cutting again. Should mention, when you take these reamers out, you want to turn them the right direction and lift up as you do. You never want to run them backwards in the workpiece. That'll take your edge off. Okay, I can see a high spot down in the bore. We're just gonna try and clean that up a little bit. Alright, here we go. We're getting closer. Okay, so you can see we're through. I think I have most of the lead of this thing through. We'll get it back out. We actually buried it in there. This is a 6-inch reamer. I think I have the lead of it through though, so we'll back it out, flip the workpiece over, and see if it goes in easily. And we're back. So we got this cleaned up a little bit. We're going to see how the reamer goes down in the bore the other direction here. And here we go. This is going right in, no problems. Not even really cutting, you can see we went right down. So that's a good thing. I think we got this reamed. We'll take a look at what that looks like. Okay, so we can see in the hole here there's a bunch of cavities in there, and that's from where it was getting beat on by somebody and they dug into the aluminum, and that was some of what we had to file out there, so because it was so much buildup. But we were able to get the reamer through, so now we'll see if we can get our bushings in. Okay, so we're going to see how we can get our bushing in. We're going to try it with the mallet here first. This is a weighted mallet. We're not going to hit it with the brass. We're just going to hit it with the dummy end there. Try and keep it as straight as we can. See if we can get it down in there. Might need a bigger mallet. Okay, so we got a bigger beating device. We'll see what damage we can do here. And there we go, the pin goes right in. Get the other side. You basically know what that's going to look like from here. Okay, so there we go, we've got both sides of this. The pin fits really nice and straight and snug. I think this one's a wrap. And this has been a fun little one. It was pretty messed up, but we managed to save it, so that's always a plus. So there we go. Wire pulling wheel fixed.